I have a problem. I love comic books, can't get enough of them, but I seem to buy more than I can handle. I just end up leaving them on a chair in my room, saying, nah, I'll get to them at some point, but I don't. I just leave them in that chair. That damn comic book chair. Hello, fellow rejects. I'm back with a new comic book chair. Sadly, this is not Gunsmith Cats. I do apologize for that. But what I have brought to you here is the Maxx. Let's get to that synopsis, shall we? There are two worlds. The one we can touch and the other we dream. Let's call them the real world and the Outback, respectively. Three people are embroiled in these passive conflicts of these worlds. The Maxx, a homeless wannabe superhero? Or is he the servant of the Leopard Queen? Julie, an immature social worker? Or the powerful Leopard Queen and ruler of the Outback? And the one the Maxx serves. And then there's Mr. Gone, a powerful psychic and master of the mystic arts. Or is he just some serial rapist? What is real? All of it? None of it? The Maxx is a tale that unravels those lines. Let's move on to the characters, shall we? Of course, the Maxx would be nothing without, the Maxx. In our world, the Maxx is an inhumanly strong homeless man who, with a childlike naivete, believes he's a gritty, cool superhero like Wolverine. He even narrates his own life, which everyone can hear, and calls him out on for it. In the Outback, the Outback being a completely different dimension. It's like the mental unconsciousness of all of us together. Everyone has an Outback. However, Julie's Outback seems to be bleeding into our world. We'll get to her in a second. In that Outback, however, the Maxx is the bodyguard of the Leopard Queen and the top predator of Leopard Queen / Julie's Outback. He can travel to and from the Outback in the real world, but never of his own volition. He just kind of stumble upons there. He sees Julie and the Leopard Queen as the same person, which they are, kinda. Getting on to this Julie I've mentioned so much. Julie is a social worker, and a really bad one at that, always doing the bare minimum to get by. The only person under her care that she has any extended time with is the Maxx. He often does his superheroic deeds, gets him sent to jail. She's got to go pick him up. They have a relationship that way. She tries to avoid any conflict or real trouble and just wants to live a normal life. That's spoiler territory to why she acts that way, but it does infer her character still. In the Outback, she exists as the Leopard Queen, this powerful being that symbolizes independence and joy, which is the entire opposite of Julie in the real world. Then again, it's the mindscape, so that infers everything. Moving on to our next character and the main antagonist of the series, Mr. Gone. Mr. Gone is a man enthralled by the power and knowledge of the Outback. Because he can move through the mindscape at will, do all these things, he is essentially all-powerful. He can pull things out of dreams, he can make them on the spot from dreams, he can enter your head, and he's just kind of corrupted by the power, and he's a total fucking asshole. A despot who does what he please and holds the answers to the characters' tasks. He likes to stalk Julie. He's a big fan of hers. And then there are the Isks. Isks are spelled I-S-K-S, as Mr. Gone's mooks. They come from Julie's Outback. However, later, way down the series, we learn everybody has Isks. Julie's are just the most pronounced in this world. They're just assholes, they're there to get punched and beat up by the Maxx. They're there to be tools and servants for Mr. Gone, the huge when it comes to henchmen. They're very cute though. They got like big people feet and these giant heads and their arms come out of them. And speaking of that brings me on to what I liked from this book. By the way, we're changing up that system. I think using what I hated is a little harsh when it comes to subjective things like arts and comic books. I mean, how can you hate something that doesn't actually matter? We more put the matter onto it. I have to shut up and just keep talking about what I liked. What did you like? Well, I'm glad you asked, voice in my head. I really like the art style of the Maxx. Granted, it was from the 90s where the art sold the comic. And this book is, despite the fact that this book has incredible writing done by Mr. Sam Keith, the art is no slouch. And also it varies. It's some characters look like they're from like Calvin and Hobbes. Some There's I believe, a hooker or just a woman in a really sexy outfit in the beginning of the book who looks like she's from the Archies. A lot of, there's these thugs, they look like they're straight out of, an Image Comics, which is what this was back in the day. Now it's just reprinted by IDW. It's really pretty, it's really ugly, and it's really cool. It's a very hard blend to do that, but the art sells the book, and I really enjoy it. Good job. Getting back to what I said about the writing is solid, and the best thing about, and like the really unique thing about this book is that Sam Keith had no plan. He just like, I'm going to write the Maxx, and wherever the story takes me, that's where I'm going to go. And you can get fucked in that area. From what I've read, from the 4 volumes that I have of this book, he has yet to fuck himself, in my opinion. And so that just tells you how good a writer Sam Keith is. I mean, the characters are all wonderful and compelling and charming. Even Mr. Gone, who I've stated in the synopsis, is a fucking psychic rapist. I mean, that's not really a likable character. Mr. Gone ends up being a likable character as much as I hate him. Shit, dude, Mr. Sam Keith. Good job, sir. Like, I don't know where you are in life right now, but you're a fucking legend in my eyes, and I appreciate this book you've written. Oh, here's another thing to add to the like, so it's really more of a fun fact. Alan Moore likes this book. Like, on the back of the book, there is an Alan Moore quote of how much he likes this book. Alan Moore don't like shit. So if Alan Moore likes your book, clearly you were doing something right. I only have one dislike, really. By the way, they're called dislikes now instead of hates because, once again, subjective medium. Why would I hate it? And what could have been a cool chapter where Julie deals with the trauma that happens to her in the book, or her life in general by actually entering the Outback. That could have been a cool story on its own, but you gotta sell comics, and I suppose the Maxx has to fight a shark man. It was really dumb, but, that's just my opinion on that. Final verdict. This is a 4 out of 5 must read. It's really funny, I chose to put a hold on my Gunsmith Cats review because I felt I didn't have enough context to review it, but after going back to reading the Maxx so I could review this for you, I'm still flabbergasted by all the art and story, and just, this is one of the most beautiful and brilliant comic books the 90s had to offer. Comics in general have to offer, and I don't know how to sell this to you. I mean, 4 out of 5 must read. Shit, dude, it's really awesome. Yeah, I mean, I'm having trouble just finding a good explanation on why you should read the Maxx beyond just take a chance and read the Maxx. I mean, do you love fantasy? Do you love satire? Do you love fighting? Fuck it, this book's yours. If you just want something wholly unique in comics media to read, then I recommend you pick up this book. It is something that you have to enjoy yourself. Like me, right here, this is how I do a review. I present you the facts and hardly any story. That way, when you get the book yourself, you ain't too spoiled, and also you can enjoy things. The Maxx is the Maxx, man. You just gotta check it out for yourself. I want you to check it out for yourself. If I could sell this better, if I was a smarter man and could sell this better to you via review, I would do it. I would do anything to compel someone to read the Maxx. That's how much I like this book. That's how much I think other people should read it. Once again, 4 out of 5, must read. God damn it, I love this book. Next Monday, yes, we are doing these Mondays again. We're going to take a look at Rurouni Kenshin. I can't wait to bring you guys another tale from the Comic Book Chair. See you around.